and to pass down the stories generation after generation. The Hebraic word for our English word constellations is Mazzaroth. And they had deducted 12 main constellations on the ecliptic, which I'll explain in just a minute, and 3 deacon constellations per main constellation. A total of 48 constellations worthy of note. So let me explain the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the path. If you'll notice, Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Moon, all these luminaries at night, they all travel on the same circle line, circuit. It's called the ecliptic. It's the circle in space around the Earth. And so they never go north and south. It's always on the same line. All of our planets go around the solar system, inside the solar system, around the sun, all on the same circuit. That's called the ecliptic. Psalm 19, verses 1 through 6. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Day unto day utters speech, night unto night reveals knowledge. There is no speech nor language where the voice is not heard. Their line has gone all through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tabernacle for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices like a strong man to run his race. Its rising is from one end of heaven, a circuit to the other, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. Psalm 19, verse 6. The sun runs his circuit, his circle. Okay? Now, the sun itself doesn't go around the earth, but from our observational point, it looks like it goes from one side to the other. And then the next day comes as we rotate, and so from our vantage point here on earth, there's this line that it goes, this circle, the circuit. And he's going through a circuit. Look at this graph. Here we've got the earth as it goes on the circuit. We see the sun. From Earth's point of view, it looks like going in a circle, but technically the earth is going wide because we see the sun goes into a backdrop of different constellations every so many days. In this picture here, you've got Leo would be the backdrop, that set of stars behind the sun from Earth's point of view. And so this is when we would say things like the sun is in Leo. It's because that constellation is the backdrop via the viewpoint of Earth. So Earth looks at the sun with the backdrop of the stars in the area that we would call Leo. The sun is in Leo. And as the Earth rotates around the sun, it looks like the sun is moving from constellation to constellation. So technically, the circuit reveals the backdrop stars in the line of trajectory of the Earth's point of view to the sun and what the backdrop is. So the ecliptic is that circle that the sun, moon, and stars and wandering planets go, like the wandering stars, they call it. Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, it's all on the same line around. And so what's the backdrop of the circuit? The groups of stars that were already foreordained, already pre-named before most civilizations came into their being. It takes incredible handiwork to position stars, galaxies into a fixed position that would point to a singular message of God's glory, the revealed Son of God. Wow, friend. What incredible handiwork. Incredible handiwork. So these origins of these names of constellations we see were in writings well before the time of Moses, handed down from one generation of Jewish influence to the next, to the next. You got the Job, handed down. Well, even before then, the historical writings, we see first century historian Josephus tells us that they received each generation from the previous generation from all the way back from Seth. Seth was the one who lived before the flood, who passed down the astronomical knowledge, understanding what the stars are and what they mean, calculations and all that stuff, passed down generation and generation through the lineage of Seth, which happens to be Noah. And then when Noah survived the flood, his sons, already knowing these things, as they went out and started their tribes and their civilizations, we see that the same astronomical records went with them. So it was the sons of Seth that were given knowledge of the heavenly bodies, and then the Jewish people would then go out. Well, we have 12 major signs on the ecliptic that the planets, sun, moon, and stars go through, that we have the storylines of. Well, they each have 3 deacon constellations assigned to them. So Leo, for example, has 3 signs assigned to him. We've got Corvus, Crater, and Hydra assigned. Same thing for Virgo, same thing for Libra. All these major constellations on the zodiac, they all have 3 deacon signs assigned to them. 3 deacon constellations, which makes a total of 48. So 12 major, and each have 3 accompanying constellations fulfilling more of the message system, totaling to 48. This is a picture of an unearthed image from it was an old archaeological dig, this excavation, and this was from a Jewish temple centuries ago. And they saw this zodiacal wheel and the constellations on it. And someone that doesn't understand the value set Jewish people had on astronomy, then you would think, oh my gosh, what is this zodiacal wheel and the constellations doing? What is this horoscope doing? This is not a horoscope for him. This is a zodiacal rendering of the major constellations in which God would give his messages through to his people. This was found in a Jewish temple. This is not blasphemous. This was the unearthing of a confirmation of the message system of God. 12 main constellations, right? Plus 3, right? You've got a total of 48 constellations. So the main plus the 3, that's 4. 4 times 12 is 48 main constellations of emphasis in this message system. Egyptian astronomy is all rooted into what? 12 main constellations. 48 total of their message system, right? Egyptian, right? Ready for this? Same for Chinese astronomy. Its rooted source of information concerning astronomy and all the stars and constellations. You got 12 main, 48 total. Lo and behold, same for the Persians. 12 main, 48 total. The Greeks, 12 main, 48 total. Why do all these different empires and all these civilizations pass down to their kids the 12 main storylines, 48 total, in their astronomical renderings and teachings? 12. Why is that? Because they all come from the same source. How amazing is that, friend? The same inspiration from Africa has commonality in the same inspiration in China. They all had their origins of common ancestry, i.e. from Noah and his sons. And as they populated the earth, they took their stories with them, their records with them.